منهج السلف صالح لكل زمان ومكان نور من الله عز وجل نور من الله عز وجل.
So if that time comes and somebody he has a drink in his hand or somebody has some food in his mouth and the likes like this, what is the ruling for this person? So a person, for example, he already has determination that whenever that time comes, he's going to stop and he's going to begin his fast now. But maybe he has some food in his mouth. What is incumbent for him to do? Or maybe he has a drink in his hand. What is incumbent for him to do? Is there any exception to the rule in this affair? Anyone understand the question? This has been clarified likewise in the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, collected by Abu Dawud from the Hadith of Abi Hurairah radiyallahu anhu. The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, إذا سمع أحدكم النداء والإناء على يده إذا سمع أحدكم النداء والإناء على يده فلا يضعه حتى يقضي حاجته منه حتى يقضي حاجته منه. If one of you, he hears the call for prayer, meaning while he's fasting, and the ina, the people of knowledge, they mention that this is referring to the glass or the cup that has liquid in it, any water, for example. The one that has water in it, he has a cup in his hand. If one of you hears the call to prayer and he has the cup in his hand, then he should not put it down until he takes his need from it. Then he should not put it down until he takes his need from it. And the people of knowledge, whenever they interpret this, what this means is that a person, he was going to take a drink, and he was in the process of that, and at that moment the adhan came. So since he had already begun to do the action, and likewise his soul is desiring this, is attached to this, ta'alaqat bihi nafsuhu, and he with this drink and the like side, and he already started, then it's allowed for him to finish this one. And this is the meaning of the hadith. This is referring to the one who had got a hold of his drink and was intending to drink it at that moment. At that moment, the adhan came. So then he will go ahead and continue. So the people of knowledge, they mention likewise, what is included in this is a luqma, a piece of food that's in the mouth. A piece of food that's in the mouth. So the ina here is the ina for shurb, for drinking. That's the one that if it's in the hand. Also, likewise, if there is some food in a person's mouth, it's not incumbent for him to spit it out. Somebody, for example, he took a bite and he's eating his meal and the food is in his mouth and the adhan came, or the time came. For example, it's not incumbent for him to spit it out. Rather, likewise, it's allowed for him to continue. And this is because he had already began. Yani the qiyas here is because he had already begun the action, and likewise his soul and his heart is attached to that, and he needs that. He's desiring that, and he's already began. So it will be hard for him and difficult for him to turn away from that. So in this circumstance, it's allowed. The people of knowledge, they mention likewise another example that's also coupled with this is a person who had some medication in his hand. Some people, they have to take medication. So he doesn't have a drink in his hand, he doesn't have the food in his mouth, but for example, he went to the cabinet or whatever and he grabbed the medication. He has the medication in his hand and he's about to take it, and then the adhan comes. Likewise, it's allowed for him to take that. And the people of knowledge, they mention this is bil qiyas al-awla. If it's allowed for a person to take a drink of water, and because of his need and desire for that, then more rightful that it will be allowed for him to take this medication that he needs for his health. So the person who was about to take a drink of something, he had the drink in his hand and he was about to do that, and that time came, he's allowed to finish that. Even if he drank the whole thing, it's allowed for him. And let him not put it down until he takes his need from it. Since he already began, he takes his need from that, and then he's finished, alhamdulillah. Or the one who has the food in his mouth, then he will finish that, alhamdulillah, and he's done. Or the one who has the medication in his hand and he's about to take it likewise, then he will finish that, and it's allowed. As for if the drink is not in his hand, it's not allowed for him to go for it. It's not allowed for him to pick it up. Also, the people of knowledge mention if the medication is not in his hand, meaning it's in the cabinet, he didn't get it yet in his hand, and then and the time came for imsak, it would not be allowed for him to take it at that time, and without breaking his fast. And if he needed it, no doubt he could break his fast that day and take it, and he would have to make that day up, and Allah knows best. So this is some of the benefits with regards to the time of imsak, the time of al-imsak.